Hi everyone, this is Jeilene Tracy with a special update for you because we've just passed through a very powerful lunar eclipse last night. It occurred here on the Pacific coast at about 2 a.m. to its full extent, and the effects of this eclipse, along with the other one we had in October, will be far-reaching. They've started many days before last night and will continue for weeks ahead and probably months even. So, lunar eclipses, what do they mean? They shine a light on those areas of your life that have been lurking in the shadow. And with this lunar eclipse, what I have noticed, first and foremost, is that any relationship that might be present in your life that has some unresolved emotional tension in it is going to erupt and come up to the surface. There's a lot of very destabilizing energy present on the planet right now, and that is causing a lot of us to feel stress and tension. And when we feel that way, it's easy for us to lash out at each other and to allow those things in our personal relationships with each other that aren't in balance or don't feel very good to us on a regular basis to really erupt and come up to the surface. So you may have noticed that you've been having difficulty with people in your life. And if there's anything unresolved between you and another person, that it very likely has come to a head and erupted over the past weeks or will so in the coming weeks. So, what can we do to mitigate the effects of this very powerful eclipse? And how can we bring ourselves back into a place of peace and neutrality? Because we are here in the fall season in the Northern Hemisphere, and what that means is that we're going to be spending more time indoors. The weather's and temperatures dropping, the weather's getting rainy outside. So with that, we know that it's easier for us to pass our bugs to each other and for our immune system to get challenged. So what we can do to help ourselves to remain as resilient and adaptable as possible is keep our nervous system and our stress low, because that is one of the biggest contributors to making it difficult for our immune system to really be focused on supporting us and keeping us healthy, and having a very even and neutral response as well. We don't want our immune system to be on red alert all the time because our nervous system is on red alert all the time. So it's really important that we learn how to mitigate energies on the planet and remain in a nice, neutral, calm state of peace. So I wanted to share with you some of the ways that I've been helping myself to remain in a calm, peaceful manner, despite the fact that there have been lots of opportunities, as with all of us, to engage in some really high and intense emotions. So the first thing I like to do is remember the Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, who wrote the Four Agreements book. And what I really love about these four agreements is that they're so simple and they're really helpful if you can start to implement and integrate them into your life. So, number one is be impeccable with your word. So, when you are speaking to another, try as much as possible, especially if it's in a heated emotional situation, to always speak from a place of compassion and from your heart. When we get into issues with each other and emotions start to flare and run high and things start to get tense, it's very easy to lash out, and it's very easy to also take personally what another person is saying. So, number two agreement is to not take anything personally. And that is a super important thing when you are in a heated argument or discussion with somebody and your emotions are feeling very hurt. It's important to remember that we are all a reflection of each other. We all attract the people and the places and the experiences in our lives that we need to experience as a soul to evolve, to grow, and to expand. And so those people in your lives, even if it's a difficult emotional interaction, it's there for you for a reason. So try to remember that. And if someone says something to you that is hurtful, remember that it's really not anything to do with you. It is just their reflection of themselves back to you. And it's also their own fear talking. So try to remain in your compassion as much as possible. Stick to speaking your own truth and sticking to your own truth and letting go of what other people are saying to you, because it's just a reflection of their truth and also their fear and their worry and perhaps their, in that moment, lack of remembering their own self-love or their own validation. So don't let that drive your belief about yourself. Remember to stay true to your own beliefs of your own worthiness and self-love. Okay, number 3 is don't make assumptions. This is very important because when we are having an argument with somebody, it might be happening over text, it might be happening over email, it might not be happening in person. And if that is the case, it's very easy to make a lot of assumptions about what the other person means, what they meant when they said something. You really just don't know. If you're not speaking with them and getting words from their mouth directly, you actually really don't know what they meant. And if they said something they didn't mean in a heated argument, you can't assume that that's how they feel about you all of the time. It's probably just how they lashed out and expressed themselves in that moment. So don't make it mean more than it is. The fourth thing is to always do your best. So in any interaction or in anything you do in life, really, always bring your truth to the table. Do your best from that place of truth. And remember that we're all doing our best here as much as possible. We're all trying to get through this experience of being human, which can be very difficult and challenging at times. We're all doing our best. So remember that about each other and do that for yourself as well. I like to add one other item to the 4 agreements, and this I learned from someone that I worked with for many years, and what she told me was always assume noble intent. And I think that this is also very true. If we assume that the people around us, even if they are doing things that we suspect are not for our best interests, if you just flip that into they mean nothing harmful to me, and I'm going to assume that they are doing things on my behalf, most of the time that is true. And even when it's not true, the fact that you are staying in a positive vibration and frequency will mitigate and, I would say, overwhelm the negativity of what might actually be happening and shift the energy of it and bring it into a positive state. And the more we remain in a positive, high frequency of vibration, the better our outcomes will be, the easier it will be for us to match our own personal growth goals and our potential. So the more you can do that, the better. The other thing that I think is really important and beyond these agreements is that right now with destabilizing energies on the earth, it's really important that we spend time grounding and spending time outdoors connecting to earth. There's a lot of pull by our electronics and by being online. And the more you can put all that down, put it away, go outside, get barefoot, connect to the earth, send her your gratitude. I always like to drop roots down from my body. I send my love and my gratitude down from my heart chakra into the earth. I feel her receive that energy, and then I absorb her gratitude and love back to me because she always reflects back what we send her. We always serve as mirrors for each other because we're part of Earth's body. So if we send her love, we will receive love. I also like to, I would say, balance the energies of the cosmos and the earth by practicing the 5 movements. The 5 movements are a group of movements that I channeled many years ago, and I will link to where you can view these 5 movements, connect to the earth, connect to the cosmos, bring all of that into your body in a balanced way, connect to your heart, and recognize yourself as being in service to your own evolution. These are available on my website, and I will put the link down below. Okay, and finally, the other thing that is very important to do during this time and to release a lot of tension that might be built up in your energy field and to bring you back into a state of neutrality is toning. So I love to tone, I love to chant. If I can't fall asleep at night, I will do breathing exercises and then tone, and that always helps me to calm myself down and to release energy and get back into a nice, sleepy, comfy state. I do it during the day. If I'm having a very intense emotional situation with another person, I'll spend some time toning and connecting to my heart, and that always brings me back into a place of peace. I love to do it outside when I'm practicing the 5 movements. When I'm connecting to earth, I tone, I send earth the tones, I send them into my own body, I send them into the cosmos, And I really feel like it helps to bring me back into a state of neutrality and peace. And each time that I do that, I know that I'm releasing the energy of whatever difficult emotion I'm feeling. And that way, it doesn't get stored in my tissues, it doesn't get stored in my bones, and my organs function better. My microbiome is happier because our microbiome is so sensitive to the energy that we hold within our body. And when we tone and allow that energy to release out of ourselves, it does our immune system good, our nervous system, and our microbiome. And all of those things work in such tight relationship with each other that it's very important to take care of all of them as much as possible. I wish you all the best during this very intense, but at the end of it, I'm sure exciting time, because whatever it is that we unearth or deal with during this time, we've got the silver lining on the other side of it, which is that we'll have a deeper relationship, or we're going to clear out relationships that no longer worked for us and that weren't serving us. So either way, whether you deepen your relationships with people or they clear out of your life, it's for your own best potential and interest. And so just allow your truth to come to the surface by listening to your heart, connecting to the earth, and taking good care of yourself during this time. Love and peace to you all, and I look forward to our next connection.